Your dad just passed away, and your mom doesn't want to stay in their home. She doesn't really need help with anything. She's just lonely and sometimes a little scared. So, what are your options? I'm your host, Valerie Borgman, and today we're talking about independent living. Welcome to Desperately Seeking Senior Living, a podcast for sons, daughters, grandkids, and spouses who suddenly find themselves tangled in the search for senior living and care. If you like today's episode, don't forget to subscribe and check out our doable download in today's show notes for a printable summary of the show and a bonus tip from our guest. You're listening to our doable tips, short answers to your questions. Don't see your question listed? Send us a note. Then don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an answer. Hi, and welcome to the show. My very first job in senior living, years ago, back in Illinois, was in an independent living community. And my very first move-in was the sweetest lady. Her son brought her in to tour because someone had banged on her door at 2 a.m., not only scaring her, but of course, her son. She chose a great apartment and was so happy to move in and feel safe. There are many reasons seniors choose to move into independent living. And we actually have a great episode that I'll put a link to in show notes that calls independent living a lifestyle choice. Some of the reasons for making that choice: not wanting to keep up the home, socialization and activities, and even transportation. So, if your loved one simply wants or needs one of these things, safety and a renewed social life, then they're a candidate for independent living. What exactly is independent living? Well, there are two types of senior living communities: standalone buildings, where that's the only thing they offer, and communities that offer other services, such as assisted living, memory care, and even skilled nursing. Some offer an opportunity to invest, kind of like buying a condo. We're actually going to take a look at all of those other options in upcoming episodes. This week, though, we're looking specifically at the standalone independent living community. Now, when considering independent living, it's very important to have a list of what would be important to you because amenities vary widely. And here are some of the things you can expect. Some buildings have washers and dryers in the apartment, and some don't. All offer housekeeping. Most allow one small pet, maybe two. Some offer private transportation, like an actual car and driver, and others only offer scheduled group trips to the store or various community events and activities. Most have happy hours, and some buildings even offer actual bars and more than one dining room that's really more like a restaurant. Some offer all day dining, and others have set times for meals. Some offer meal plans where you decide if you want to purchase so many meals per month or maybe one meal per day. Others maybe only offer dinner as an option. And then the other times you would just cook light meals in your apartment. And speaking of, some have full kitchens and some don't. Some have swimming pools, small putting greens, movie theaters, and by the way, they pretty much all have movie popcorn. What about the apartments themselves? Well, they have so many different options. You've got studios, which are smaller. You've got the one bedrooms, two bedrooms, and I've even seen couples get very creative, actually renting a one bedroom and a studio right next door where the husband made his office. So there are lots of different options out there, but that also means there are lots of different prices. If you don't care about private transportation or a swimming pool, chances are you can find a really good deal on an independent living apartment because they don't have the care offered. An important side note is that should your mom need assistance in the future, that care, you would either have to move to an assisted living or hire independent in home care agencies. But guess what? Some independent communities actually have those too. If cost is another one of your concerns, that's probably the place that you want to start when you're making those phone calls. And How do you tell which ones are independent living communities? Well, to be honest, with most of senior living, it's really hard to tell. Some of them are called retirement communities, some actually say independent living. But like we talked about earlier, assisted living communities can also offer the independent living. So, as you can see, no matter what the reason for considering independent living, the most important thing is to decide what you want in your new home. Save time by starting the conversation with those must haves to help make your search a little more doable. Today's episode is brought to you by ClearPath Senior Living Solutions. ClearPath helps families find assisted living, memory care, and other resources. Find our contact information in today's show notes. Check out this episode's doable download in show notes for details, including industry terms and definitions we discussed, as well as a bonus tip from our guest. Have questions or your own tips to share? Leave us a message. We'd love to hear from you. And until next time, make it doable.